Hey, y'all, listen. Happy Wednesday. Yes, happy Wednesday. You know, this is February. The 14th is coming up this month, and this is Black History Month. I should be trying to give y'all some Black history, right? I'm gonna get my life together. I gotta start giving you some Black history. I got a few more days left. I'm gonna pull my life together. You said, Diva, I know the Monique interview with Club Shay Shay is not on the docket tonight, but will you be discussing it later? If y'all really want to discuss the Monique interview where everything she said we heard before, I love y'all, but I'll do it. If y'all insist, we can discuss it at another time. Everything she said to Club Shay Shay, she said it before. But we will talk about it, okay? If y'all, that's what y'all want to do, we will talk about it. I didn't finish the whole interview, so I got to go back, finish it, and maybe take some notes. But everything I heard so far, she said it before. Oh, you saying yes, please? I'm gonna do it for you, D Shay. Oh my God, I'm gonna do it for you. I'll do it for you. Child, that part right there. But listen, it's Wednesday night and it's trending topics, and I'm glad to see y'all in the building. And I hope y'all are purchasing your tickets, or else I got security on the train, and any passenger that did not purchase their ticket, they will get kicked out. Yeah, you will. You're going to get kicked out. So tonight's trending topics is called unfortunate circumstances. Unfortunate circumstances. Wendy Williams, when she had a Wendy Williams talk show, she was making $10 million a year. $10 million. Now she's doing a Lifetime documentary. Shout out to Lifetime. Lifetime documentary. They said it's going to be 2 parts. And she said she broke. Her feet look like they need to be amputated. And I'm not even being funny. I'm just being truthful. They look like they need to be amputated. She said she got 2% feeling in her foot. And she broke. And the people are taking advantage of her. You know, these people that take advantage of people, I really don't know how they sleep at night. I couldn't do it. But we're going to talk about Wendy Williams. Unfortunate circumstances. You made $10 million a year when you was doing your talk show. How you doing? And now you broke? It's terrible, but we're going to talk about it. Snoop Dogg, he got a cereal out. Said the cereal sells over there in the Walmarts. And he mad because he said they're not promoting his cereal in the Walmart. He said it's not on the shelf. It's not visible on the shelf. They keeping it in the storerooms. He said they're doing him dirty. So Snoop Dogg got a complaint. Unfortunate circumstances. The Walmart is not putting and promoting his cereal in the store. Then we got to talk about Macy Gray. Macy Gray, I think she got 3 or 4 kids. But her son, they said he got a problem with the bottle. He like to hit it up, throw back. He like to do that. And his sister said on a monthly basis, he gets toasted. And when he gets toasted, he like to go start putting his hands on the people. Not just any people, his mother. I'm telling you right here and now. And I think she got her restraining order. She got her restraining order. Let me tell you this right now. I'm telling you this right now. No kid I gave birth to better raise their hand to me. Have you lost your mind? I'm only 5 feet tall. I don't care if I had a kid that was 6 feet tall. Don't raise your hand to your mama. Where they do that at? This shit they was closing the doors. He allegedly put his hands on the sister that's pregnant and the sister boyfriend. So do you mean to tell me you got 3 people, can't nobody take this man down? The boyfriend couldn't do it. The sister couldn't do it. His mama couldn't do it. They all hiding in their rooms in the house. If you think in my own house that I paid a mortgage on, or even if the mortgage was already paid, that I'm going to be hiding from my kid, the devil's a liar. I will not. Yeah, he getting toasty. I don't know what his drink of choice is. But the sister said this happens on a monthly basis, and she had enough. But the sister really only started to protect herself, I believe, because she's pregnant. So she didn't want nothing to happen to her unborn child. So she stood up for herself and her mama. But I take it that the pregnant daughter, the mother, Macy Gray, and I don't know how many other people, the daughter's boyfriend, all living under the same roof in the sun, that don't know how to act right when he get the brown juice. Come on now, Tracy, I appreciate you. You get that brown juice in him, he act the fool. He act the fool. But you're not going to put your hands on me. Not today, not now, not ever. I lost your mind. But listen, everybody, it's unfortunate circumstances here on Trending Topic Wednesday night. Very unfortunate circumstances. Unfortunate, honey. And sometimes these things that happen that are unfortunate, we brought upon ourselves. Now, y'all know I love Wendy Williams. Yes, I do. I love Wendy Williams. But see, I'm going to say this to everybody out there. I don't care if you male or female. I don't care if you female like a male, male like a female, male, whatever the case may be. I promise you this. The moment you let somebody disrespect you, is no turning back. That's how your life is going to be with that person. Oh, shoot. Come on, Club Shay Shay. At 5:30 p.m., the Monique interview was at 830,000 views. When I started watching at 7 p.m., there were over 1.2 million views. But enough about that. Hashtag the Diva Passengers. You better come on, Club Shay Shay, telling these people how to do this thing in these streets. Listen, we got to give Shannon Sharp his flowers. He's slaying down these streets with the interviews. I ain't mad at him. I'm looking up to him. Maybe you know what I do need to go on that note. I need to go finish watching that whole thing. I need to go finish watching that whole thing so that I can study it. Okay, gonna be Shannon Sharp over here one day at the Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. He killing it with the interviews. Thank you for the super shot, Brandon. I appreciate you. Oh, was he nominated for an award, Shannon Sharp? Really? Yeah. Child, he dominating those interviews. Tasha K thought everybody went to her. No, Shannon Sharp. The people are coming and they sitting on that long couch. Them interviews be long. But you know what he's trying to do? Remember when Michael Jackson, what was Michael Jackson's first really, really big song and video? Was it Billie Jean? Whatever was Michael Jackson's best, his first really good video, he kept trying to top that. But I'm going to tell you right now, I think for 2024, there's nothing that's going to surpass Cat Williams' interview. Cat Williams was so entertaining, you didn't feel that 3 hours. No, I didn't. You don't even realize 3 hours go by. Because Cat Williams, he's something else. He's a piece of work. Was it Thriller? It was Thriller. Yeah, And he kept trying to do better and better with Thriller with those videos, but nothing was going to beat Thriller. Thriller was Thriller. Yeah, 3-hour interviews. Yeah, it was Thriller. Listen, guys, I need a what in the chat? I need a, stop, shut the front door. Shut up. Cat Williams is almost at 58 million. Good googly my. You know what? By the end of the year, let's take a bet. I bet you by the end of this year, that Cat Williams interview is going to be at 100 million. I probably watched it like 3 times. Yeah, that Cat Williams interview is going to be at 100 million. Come on, Club Shay Shay. And I think he already made history with that, didn't he? I think he made history with that video in that interview. Yeah, no, at the end of the year, that thing. Listen, I had a family birthday party over the weekend. We was talking about this Cat Williams interview. Cat Williams is something else. He entertained me. I could watch that thing over and over again. And even the little clips, I could sit there and look at it like I never saw it before. He's real captivating. He know how to do an interview. He's something else, that Cat Williams. I want to meet his mother and father if they still alive. Yeah, because Cat Williams is something else. I would love to see his siblings too. Yeah, it's the biggest interview on YouTube. Yes, it is. Yes, it. I think 150. Okay, Brandon. Okay, I'm going with 100, Brandon. I'm 100. You're 150. We want to see how this thing goes. Come on, Alice. Said I watched it 4 times. I ain't gonna lie. I watch it and I sit there like I never saw it before. You want to know what's funny though? The more I watch it, I catch stuff that I didn't hear before. Isn't that interesting? But anyway, guys, I gotta board this train. Y'all know what I need? I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is time for Trending Topic Wednesday. Okay, and guess what? It's unfortunate circumstances. Okay, in my opinion, you said 125. I say 100 million. We're going to see at the end of this year. We're going to see how this goes down. Let me go ahead and bring the people on the building. I got to board this train, y'all. Let me board this train. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Hey, Shan. Hey, Felicia.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, E.
Hey.
Katrina.
Choo.
Hey, Dr. Love. Oh, now, shucks now, girlfriend. Don't you cut up tonight. Don't you cut up tonight. Hey, 48. Hey, Julius.
I'm going to be good.
Hey.
Hey, Tay-Tay.
Hello, choo-choo.
Hey, Diva.
Hey. Listen.
I missed you, 48.
Shoot.
Me too.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait. You said 200 million for Club Shay Shay? Woo. Listen.
I'm with her. I'm at 200.
Miss you too. Miss you too.
Listen, guys. So true. Yes. Listen. We about to start this train ride, y'all. And you know who I think I'm going to start out with? Macy Gray. I think I'm going to start out with Macy Gray. Because when your own kid raised their hand to you, that's a whole problematic household. And he looked grown, he got to get out. You out of here. I would never kick nobody out, but if you think you're going to put your hands on me, you got to go. It's time to go. Goodbye. See you later. So let me go ahead and share this article 1 second here. So Macy Gray, she denies the daughter's claim that the son hit her, confirms family issues, and she said he would never. Now the daughter, she tried to say the daughter didn't see what she saw. She's a little embarrassed. Macy Gray disputed her daughter's claim that the I Try Singer's song, Tracy Melvin, struck her while he drunk. Me and my son love each other, and he would never think of causing me any physical harm, Gray told People via her rep on Tuesday. Outside of that, like any family, we have our issues, and we're dealing with it. Page 6 also reached out to the Grammy Women's reps, but they declined to comment. Gray's remarks contradicted with her daughter's assertion in court filing previously obtained by Page 6 that her mother would back up her allegations about her brother. The 29-year-old wrote in a temporary restraining order request that the Sweet Baby Singers once Tracy 28 gone and will confirm that he allegedly had been abusive. So Mama Bear backing down. She said her baby boy would never. So you really think her daughter stood up there and told a whole bunch of lies? That this boy put hands on everybody in the family, that he's a terror? And she said she didn't say he didn't hit me. She said he would never think of causing me any physical harm, Grace said. The sister also detailed an argument that took place between the family members last Sunday that she claimed turned physical at one point, causing police to get involved. Tracy got into a physical altercation with Mom, the graphic designer alleged in the filing. He followed her and harassed her, as he always do when he drinks. The daughter claimed her partner, who is referenced as her fiancé in the docs, tried to intervene. But Tracy, that's the brother, didn't for him. We waited for the cops to come while he continued to bang on the doors of our rooms looking for a confrontation, she further claimed. The daughter pointed out in the filing that this has not been an isolated incident, claiming her younger brother reacts in a similar way every time he drinks, normally monthly. So when he get that monthly check, wherever he getting it from, that's why it only happens monthly, because he gets a monthly check. And I'm just throwing that in there. That's my guess. She added that she and Pearson are expecting their first child together in September, and as a result, sought a restraining order for her, her child's father, and her famous mother. But Mama don't want to see nothing happen to her baby boy. I think he was the firstborn. Don't he look just like her? He a terror, though. The Los Angeles Superior Court temporarily granted the daughter's restraining order request, but on February 27 hearing will determine whether the order will remain active. In addition, the daughter and Tracy and Macy, whose real name is Natalie, shares daughter Happy with 27 with her ex-husband. Tracy was a husband name, so the son is named after his daddy, to whom she was married to from 1996 to 1998. So she was married for 2 years, and I want to say she got 3 kids. But see, the daughter told the truth, and now mommy's backing up the son, who's a whole terror in the house, putting his hands on people. Why would the daughter tell them lies? In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
I think Macy Gray is covering up for her son. She know he toxic and she just covering up for him. But here's the thing. It's gonna be all good until she the one getting bopped upside the head, and then it ain't gonna be good no more.
He already allegedly is bopping her upside the head. It's not going to be good when he bops
Evidently he ain't do it hard enough, Diesel.
Child. Yeah, there has to be reason. Come on now. They're not going to give a protection order for no reason. He's a terror. Shan, you're up.
This is sad, heartbreaking, ridiculous. Kick him out. He sounds like one of the 13.2. That's what he said, right? 13.2, is that the number? Am I getting it right?
You got the number
Oh,
right.
you got it right.
He's one of those. Kick him out. I don't care. Go to a homeless shelter. There's no reason you should ever put your hand on anyone, especially your mother who carried you for 9 months. See, I'm Jamaican, so I would have got boxed up the head. Like, that wouldn't fly. I couldn't even, nudge. Like, it wouldn't be. So I feel like she's protecting him like mothers do with their sons sometimes. She needs to kick him out, cut her money off, and let him figure out how to be a grown man because he want to act like a little boy.
You better
go be with the 13.2, period. You
better tell it. You know what, Lexi, you're right. If Macy won't kick her son out, the pregnant daughter needs to leave. She does. Because she said this is a regular occurrence. And Macy said, yeah, we got family problems. It's one thing to have family problems. It's another thing to have a son that like to go drinking the brown juice and putting his hands on everybody. And then, like you said it, Shan, some of these mothers and their sons can do no wrong.
And there's a such thing as elderly abuse. There's some people who really be getting abused by their kids, like out there in the world, and it's messed up.
It is messed up.
So go be with your 13.2 family.
Yeah. Whew. Felicia, you're up.
Hey, everybody. So I gathered that this son been beating her down since he was in utero.
Oh, my God.
And she don't know no better. So she been getting her ass whipped. Well, how old is he? I'm trying to understand why we are putting up with this. So there must be some guilt here, some I feel bad. I don't know, but it sounds to me like it's been since the beginning, and this is why she won't put him out. I agree with the subscriber who said, well, the daughter need to move out with the husband and let the mama keep getting her ass whipped. Okay, I'm done.
Tay, you up. I cannot.
We're going to do some old school. It's called out whooping that butt, that tearing that butt up.
and he gonna put his hand on me, you better believe I'm gonna whoop that butt real hard until his butt turn red. If I was his sister, if I was pregnant, you better believe I'm gonna beat some butt. I'm gonna throw every day. Y'all better call 911 on me, please, because I'm gonna whoop some butts around here. Don't play with me. And I don't care, you my brother. You ain't gonna put your hand on my mama like that. No, sir. No. She need to kick your butt out because you a grown man. You need to have your own place. And why you had to do that? You want to go out party? You better live in your own place. You want to hit somebody? You better leave somebody gonna kick your butt to the curb. And that's my thought right there.
I appreciate you, Tay Tay. Julius, you're up.
She has mom guilt. She has mom guilt. But this is the perfect time to kick that fool out the dang house. Grip mode. Did we not see the scene about grip mode? Get a nice pot with a skillet with some good suede on it. See, like some of the folks today, I must got amnesia because I do remember seeing that. Put that fool out. He gonna be homeless? So what? It's of his own doing. Miss me with the foolery.
Thank you, Julius. I appreciate you. Dr. Love.
Oh, this is how can I say, a touchy topic or situation, only because I have sons. I have 3. And I just cannot imagine, because boys, sons, men, they are very strong. And for a young man or boy to be hitting her, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. And, I thank God for my children, because even my one daughter, none of them have never tried to hit or harm me. Because I'm that mother. I've done, or I do so much for my children. I just feel like I will, pow pow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Love. Yeah, I think y'all hitting it on the nail on the head there, Felicia and Julie. She feeling guilty about something, or whoever said that. She's feeling guilty about something because you almost got beat down. Then when he cried to you once your daughter went and tried to get some justice so y'all could stop getting beat up. And and she got the restraining order. And so the restraining order means he got to stay a certain amount of feet away from them, so he can't be in the home. See what I'm saying? He can't be in the home because right now they got the restraining order. And so she's feeling bad because he called her up and said, I need to come home. I don't have no place to go and stay. But now that this restraining order is in place, she's feeling bad, Macy. This is a mess. You're up.
The article said they put him out the house and locked the door, but he came in through the window. I need somebody to pull up a picture of this property. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see. I need to just get a visual. I think that will really help me. But I really want Anissa and her fiance to move out and get their own place. You have a baby coming, for Pete's sake. Move out and get your own ish. I'm not understanding why your fiance / soon to be baby daddy is allowing you to live in such dangerous and hostile living conditions. What's this fiance person doing for a living? I'm like Nene Leakes. What's your status at the bank? If there are extenuating circumstances, tell me why Macy nor the daughter have gone down to the Superior Court and filed to evict him. Why can't they get him out? If he has a restraining order, why do they keep letting him in? Why is everyone afraid of this one person? And what is he contributing that is so substantial that he cannot be removed? Or like Julia said, what did they allow to happen to him, or what did they witness happening to him that they now feel they must protect him at the expense of their own lives? It's wild to me. And when I heard, I can't remember who said it, that they let him back because he has nowhere to go. Yes, there are lots of places for men like that to go, and some people are not going to like it, but it's called jail. When you put your hands on someone, you go to jail, and you are terrorizing an entire household. And so either there's something wrong with him mentally, because when I hear he is drinking and he's doing this, he has a time schedule. What is he trying to numb himself from? Like, what's going on? Not that it really matters, because whatever's hurting him, it doesn't give him the right to terrorize a complete household and abuse women. So really no excuse will work. But I think it was, in my opinion, if Macy and Anissa don't have enough gumption to get out of the house and get out of Dodge, then hey, if you like it, I love it. Just have at it.
Ooh, you know what, E? Something is, like you said, something's not right. And what did they witness? And what did they see? But Special K made a good point. Jennifer Hudson whole family was taken out because of the sister's boyfriend, I want to say it was, or something like that. And they wanted to ignore these signs and all of this situation. He needs help. He needs help. And now Macy Gray want to act like, no, nothing happened. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Macy Gray had a problem with the substances. I just wonder what he saw growing up and what all happened and what all went down. 48, you're up.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to him too, Diva. But I know when I was acting a fool, they still locked my black ass up. But I'm living in my Black history right now, and in the words of Malcolm, you meet violence with violence. I don't care if it's your child or any of that. Like Dr. Love says, I have 3 boys as well, and 2 of my teenagers are over 6 feet tall. So I wish I can't even think or even imagine.
Uh-oh, did we lose you? 48, you there? Okay, go ahead.
I think because of my kids knowing who I am, it wouldn't happen. But I agree with what E said, Dr. Love, and Julius. Like, something happened to that young boy, but his behavior is unacceptable, period. Like, they should have beat the brakes off his ass. Like, I don't understand that. You grown, you know better. Like E said, call the law, get him locked up. Like, I just don't understand that.
That's true.
Yeah, he got emotional issues or anger issues or whatever, or being drunk does not excuse. Yeah, it doesn't. But see, the thing is, he's used to getting away with stuff because mama covered him up his whole life, because she's coming up now to the point that she's pretty much calling the daughter a liar.
And can I say one more thing, Diva?
Of course.
One of the things that I teach my sons is it's okay to express yourself and to be upset. That's and to be angry. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're a male doesn't mean that you don't have emotions. But I had to call in and get on the train tonight because I knew some of the topics that you were talking about. And to me, this is just so unacceptable. Usually I don't agree with Miss E and her 13.2%. But he on that train. He is one of them.
Choo choo.
Woo. Katrina, you're up.
Hello, y'all.
Hey.
I was just wondering, do he get a check on the first of the month or something? Is he special? Is he getting one of them SSI checks? Because she said he do it every month. But either way, I wonder did because she was gone so much that she didn't have time to raise them and she's feeling guilty. And the thing of it is, she better put that outfit on that she had on training day. And what she told him when she went out the door, you better blast these fools, because that's what she better do, or else he gonna blast her. Well, the next time we see her, she gonna have coon eyes. And the thing of it is, then like, how old is these people? Why are they still at home? The girl finna get married, and she got a fiance. And how old is he? He's older, so how old are they? Why are they still at the house?
They're in their 20s, but see, it goes back to a lot of what Felicia is saying. If you don't invest in them kids from birth to 18, then in a 20-something, you going out to work and you leaving them behind on the couch sleeping.
Yeah, cause what's Macy? Well, I don't know her on net worth or whatsoever. But anyway, no, cause baby girl, maybe one day you go to sleep, you might not wake up. You might be standing on your side, standing on top of your head with a hammer. You don't know what I mean. Plus, if he's on the brown, you know what they say: the white gets you right, the brown put you down. She better wake up before she won't wake up. And I hope that little girl, his sister, I hope she gets some protection or whatsoever. And like he said, where is the man? Her fiance. Can none of them beat this man up?
The fiance was there too and got beat up. But see, why they're bringing a baby into this world and the two of them can't put 2 coins together to go get their own place?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you finna marry him and he's staying with you. And I mean, don't get me wrong, dog, because we don't know the circumstances or whatsoever, but you seeing your fiance getting beat up by the brother, and this ain't the first month, this ain't the second month. She said he been doing it. And y'all allowing this to keep happening and keep happening, and ain't nobody took no 2x4 and went across his head. There's plenty skillets in the kitchen, I know.
Thank you.
There's plenty skillets somewhere around, and nobody did nothing to him. That's the reason why he's doing it, because he's getting away with it. He ain't got no, he's not getting no consequences. He getting away with it. I'm punching you in your eyes so I can do this next month. I wait for my check next month so I can punch you again. So I'm just saying, y'all letting him get away with it. So you can't blame nobody but Macy. And then when the girl went to go get some help, the first thing, like, I got a son too. I got 3 girls and a son. But hobby darn, if my son would ever put his hands on me, ever. But I don't think my son would even go that way. And I'm not going to say I don't know what no child would do, but I know what I did with my kids when I was growing up. Everybody told me you got some good kids. You know why? Because I told their tails up. I ain't playing no mess like that. You did something you had no business, you're going to get a whooping. And people talking about that's abuse. No. That's not abuse. That's raising my child to make sure they do what they need to do in this world. Because a child without no consequences and a child that they have no fear is a child that'll go out there and do anything. And I'm not having it. But anyway, I digress. I'm done.
I appreciate you. I think there's many ways to raise a kid. And it is what it is. I'm not going to debate anything that people raise them, but you don't always have to use your hands or use force or whatever the case may be. And the message can still come across. I just think, though, I don't know, because then she's from the time where maybe she had to be on the road a lot to make her money. I don't know. But what I do think is, I think he's the oldest. And I think he's been through something. And I think she doesn't even know what to do, because, as I stated, she's been through a lot herself, Macy Gray. But I wonder where the father is, because she was only married for 2 years. Go ahead, Felicia. I see you want to say something. Did you want to say something, Felicia? All right. So I wonder where the father is. But I'm leaning towards something happened with this boy, and he needs a lot of help right now. But the daughter needs to move on, because your mother is going to embrace him into the bitter end. At least that's what it seems like, right? All right. So we're going to go ahead, unless anybody has something to say before I move on to the next story. We're going to go ahead and roll into our next story. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do Snoop Dogg. So Snoop Dogg got his cereal. And he's mad at Walmart because he said they just pushing his thing to the side and they're not being fair. They're not being right. Let's go ahead and get into this Snoop Dogg story. Let me just make sure I find it. So you know now everybody want to sue. So Snoop Dogg, he sues Walmart for sabotaging cereal brand by hiding it in storage rooms. He said it's diabolical actions, and it is messed up, right? So Snoop Dogg taking on Walmart after he claims the grocery giant tried to choke out his cereal brand by hiding it in storage rooms. The rappers whose legal name is Calvin and his foods brand co-founder Percy. So him and Master P did this together. Okay, Master P Miller filed a lawsuit Tuesday against Walmart and Post Foods, claiming the company sabotaged them. The rappers alleged their cereal brand Snoop cereal was intentionally kept in stock rooms of Walmart stores, marked with no location coding, preventing them from being placed on the store shelves. A statement from their lawyer, Ben Crump, who represented Tyree Nichols' family last year, said they claim they approached Post Brands about the partnership, which the brand entered into to distribute their product in major retailers like Target and Kroger, but the deal was faulty after they declined to sell the brand entirely. However, Post, despite agreeing to the partnership, allegedly sabotaged the success of Snoop cereal by preventing it from reaching consumers through deceptive practices, especially at Walmart, Crump said in a statement. There goes Snoop. There goes Snoop cereal. Looking like what's that? Fruit Loops. That's
Fruit
what it
Loops.
looks like. Okay. It's Snoop cereal. Maybe that's why he was trying to sabotage it. I ain't saying this right, but it's looking like Fruit Loops to me. Okay. Anybody used to like Fruit Loops growing up?
I love Fruit Loops. I still
Me
eat
too.
it. Don't judge.
Me too. Me too, Shan.
The brand
Period, Tay.
was on July 15, 2023, and was an immediate success with people scrambling to locate and purchase the cereal, the rapper said. Months later, customers and fans couldn't find the brand. Snoop and Master P said the cereal appeared sold out in stores, but Walmart employees found several boxes. Not the employees helping them out. Walmart employees found several boxes of the cereals, entree and stock rooms, okay, that were coded not to be put on the store shelves, leaving the boxes in the back rooms for months, the lawsuit viewed by the Post said. Essentially, because Snoop Dogg and Master P refused to sell Snoop cereal in totality, Post entered false arrangement where they could choke them out of the market, thereby preventing Snoop cereal from being sold or produced by any competitor, Crump said. The brand was started in 2022 as one of the first high-profile Black-owned cereal companies, and the peer was trying to inspire economic empowerment by adding diversity into the grocery stores industry and creating opportunities for minority-owned food products and brands, the lawsuit said. What they should have did was started opening their own stores just to sell their cereal. Because the people was running to buy it, and Walmart is hiding it in the storeroom. I hope they get millions of dollars from Walmart. The lawsuit filed in Minnesota claims Walmart charged as much as $10 per box in the stores. It did shelf the product to force it out of the market, according to the lawsuit. Oftentimes, the boxes were placed in the baby section rather than the cereal aisle. The musicians accused the brands of diabolical actions and are seeking monetary damage from Walmart and Post Brands for breach of conduct, fiduciary duty, and negligent misrepresentation. The underhanded dealing by defendants cannot be accepted. If Post and Walmart are able to do this to popular businessmen such as Snoop and Master P, then they definitely will do it to the mom and pop and minority-owned companies who do not have the ability to defend themselves, the lawsuit read. The company now sells the cereal on Amazon for $5.99. Walmart released a vague statement to Billboard saying it values our relationships with our suppliers and we have a strong history of supporting entrepreneurs. Many factors affect the sales of any given product, including consumer demand, seasonality, and price, to name a few. We will respond as an appropriate with the court once we are served with the complaint. Post Brands has not responded to the lawsuit, but did provide a post with a statement. Post Consumer Brands was excited to partner with Snoop Dogg and Master P, and we made substantial investments in the business, the company said. We are equally disappointed that the consumer demand did not meet expectations. Is it unfortunate circumstances, or did Walmart do them dirty? Hi, Diva. Please, thank you for the super chat. Please check out the neighborhood talk. DL is mad at Monique. I mean, mad. You will be shocked. Oh, shoot. Breaking news. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. Okay, I'm going to look for it. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Well, we already know from the lady that got fired for speaking out on the injustice of the baby that Walmart don't give a dang about none of us, okay? Here's the thing. We got to make our voices be known, because as long as Walmart is around with their racists behind trying to attack every brown person they can find, then they're going to do it. And here's the thing. We ain't got to support their business, because we already know how they feel about us. It's just a good thing we know now.
You ain't lying. You know what? In my opinion, I forgot that quick what they did to baby girl. And see, you know what? I had somebody that used to tell me, why you don't go to Walmart? I just happen to like Target better, right? Because I like the light, bright cleanliness of the aisles or whatever the case may be. But you know what? I'm not going. Walmart will not get my money. Shan, you're up.
Well, like in my opinion said, we know Walmart is messy, okay? But you know, when my favorite housewife, Kenya Moore hair care, when she did that, I thought when you were getting a spot in the store, you like picked out a section and like a layout of where your product would be. I think that's what I heard. That's how it goes. But I don't know, obviously. But listen, if I was Fruit Loops, I would be mad. Because when you show that picture, I thought of Fruit Loops. So Snoop, get more creative. And you know why? When you said this story, I thought his thing wasn't selling because it would have like, you know, weed on the front or something. That's what went through my mind. But you know, his cereal looks good, but it's giving Fruit Loops. But take your business elsewhere. Sell your cereal on TikTok. They sell everything on TikTok now. Like, I would just leave Walmart completely. But I really do believe they do have a spot like, oh, this is where your product will be. I feel like that. Like, even in Sephora, like the layout is like planned. But sounds like Walmart don't like you. So I would just take my business somewhere else. And like, I like Walmart, but Target is better. 100%. So I'm just finding out how messy Walmart is. And it's like, I'm going to just go to Target.
Yeah, Walmart is it's too much now, right? And I do believe probably in certain areas they was buying that cereal out, but Luciana said she ain't like it when she got it. Walmart has more black upper management than Target and carry a lot of black products. Yeah, but they doing the black people dirty.
And that's what they want you to believe, though. They hire you and then they pay you nickels and dimes. If you ever work for Walmart, you know they give you a raise of a quarter. Okay? No, you're not gonna make me wait 6 months for a quarter. That is insulting. Okay, and they've been doing this for a while, because the last time I worked for Walmart was in 1997, but they were giving out a quarter. And I asked the person that was in Walmart the other day, how much are y'all raises now? She said 50 cents. So they only went up another quarter. Okay, that's just how much they value the brown people that work there. So if you know any better, you'll do better. Don't go to Walmart. Coupon save and go to Target. Go anywhere else, but don't go to Walmart.
Ooh. Thank you, in my opinion. Felicia, you're up.
Thank you, opinion.
Oh, and Diva, they got a video online. The customers was actually going to the Walmart store asking for the cereal, and they found them in boxes. Like, it was in boxes. Like, you couldn't even tell they was out. The lady was looking for it. She said, well, we have it in the device that it says in the store, but we can't find it. She went on the school supply aisle. It was in a box on the top shelf.
Ooh. All right, Felicia.
Okay, so thank you, opinion, for reminding everyone of how much Walmart values children, and it's primarily children who eat cereal. So No, they don't care about our children, and they don't care about the cereal. Yes, Shan, you're correct. It's called shelf space. You're supposed to have an agreement with each of the stores that you're going to get X amount of shelf space and where it will be located. So I don't know
thanks for
what.
telling me the name because I didn't
Yeah,
know.
it's called shelf
Thank you.
space. And usually the shelf space is very competitive, like where you are, how much foot traffic, what you're next to, those kinds of things. So it sounds like maybe that agreement wasn't held to, or maybe there wasn't one in place. And number three, I encourage Snoop to go sell his cereal where he buys his weed. Maybe he'll have better customers. I'm done.
I appreciate
Mike.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Tay, give me a minute. I'm coming to you. Apparently, we have some breaking news. Let me just see what DL Hughley is mad about here. Let's see.
Apparently was so offended by that she said she got off. She called me. Monique did, and she said I was very dismissive, like, Monique's a liar. When Monique did call me, I heard her complaints. I listened to her, and I pulled the segment. So if I had been as dismissive as she alleges I was, that segment would have aired. It didn't, because I respected her wishes. She's a liar. It's also befuddles the shit out of me how somebody who, as a comedian, talks as much shit about everybody else as she does. She has the temerity to be offended about anything as much shit as you say about people. Then she encouraged everybody, allegedly it stems from the fact that I used to always talk shit about her on video after video, and she encouraged her sweet babies to look at the video and find them. Do that. Do exactly what she says. And you know what you're not going to find? You're not going to find any evidence of that, because Monique is a fucking liar. She's lying about that. But what you will find is Monique talking shit about some alleged contract dispute we had. Look at the ticket. It says DL Hughley, then Monique. She knows the story. But what she did in response to that, she talked about my dog, my wife. This broad even brought out my daughter's personal trauma. My daughter was molested, and Monique brought that shit out and told the world that I allowed my daughter to be raped in front of me. The lying motherfucker. She knows she was lying. And it only stopped when everybody from my family checked her. It's interesting. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? You won't ever see her with her family, videos with her children or grandchildren, because nobody fucks with me. How do you have sweet babies when your own babies don't fuck with you? How do you love us for real when there's no evidence of anybody loving you for real, except your daddy, who you apparently have to pay?
Oh my God.
And FYI, daughters are paid for by daddies, not daddies who get paid by their daughters. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? Telling jokes. Monique, if she'd have spent as much time actually writing jokes and writing her Netflix special as she did complaining about not having one, it wouldn't have been trash. It got the worst reviews of any Netflix special in history, because that's what Monique does. She complains and she has grievances. You never see her being a human being. You never see her being sweet and warm to people, except when she's using it to butter somebody up to get something. There's a reason why everywhere she goes, shit starts. Everywhere she goes. How is it that nobody fucks with you, not even your family? How do you, or I was on the road, get it. I get it every goddamn week. Look at my schedule versus yours. See how much I'm going. And I still manage to have a relationship that I cherish with my children. Can you say the same? You can't. Because all you do is talk about your grievances and who did you wrong. There's a reason you're by yourself. There's a reason you got to pay a man to love you. It's sad. There's an old adage that says you can't buy love. It's a shame, Monique, that you probably always will have to. Well, Club Shay Shay is getting messier and messier. It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set. So Monique was on. Every time I see Monique these days,
by his reaction, she didn't lie.
Easy ass video with her and her daddy complaining about something or working out. I don't know nobody that work out that much and gain weight unless every crunch you do has got Captain in front of it. But apparently she goes on Club Shay Shay and tells the story about how she came on my radio show and I wasn't there at the time. And my co-host Jasmine Sanders played a game that we played all the time with everybody called Would You Rather. She apparently was so offended by that she said she got off. She called me. Monique did. And
Thank you. That was enough.
By his reaction, it goes to show she didn't lie. Was she wrong for talking about his daughter's trauma? Yeah, but she wasn't lying.
Hold on, Julius. I'll get to you. But the difference, though, when Cat Williams finished his interview, nobody could say he lied. It's a major difference, but I guess we have to put that on the docket tomorrow. But I just had to say that breaking news. All I could say is my, and woo, woo, woo.
I think Monique was born female, so that would mean that she has a vajayjay, and Cat don't. And this is how women get treated when we speak out on a whole.
And she said that exactly.
Okay, now. So I stand with Monique. Okay.
She did, Lorraine. But it is what it is, right? Tay, you're up.
Whoa, on that guy right there. He just called her the B word and all that stuff. My God. Anyway, about the cereal, yeah, I wish Shan to I just got blown off by that right there, that video they showed, Diva. You go to somebody else.
Thank you, Julius, you're up.
Snoop, take your business elsewhere. And Monique, you haven't lied not once since 2008. Keep speaking up.
Thank you. Dr. Love, you're up. Dr. Love, you there? Okay, E, you're up.
Me, I don't want to hear anything about no cereal. His daughter, baby girl, was just in the hospital suffering from a massive stroke a week and a half ago. I thought you reported on that, Diva, and I haven't heard Snoop come out and say anything about her health and what's going on with her. I haven't heard him say anything. And what did you just say in the last session? You quoted Miss Felicia, when you do not pour into your children, and I'm paraphrasing, you'll have a resume full of accolades and accomplishment and nobody to hand it down to. Mm-hmm. Now, let's fast forward. I'll tell you this. The Snoop Loop boxes being kept in the back of house past the expiration date or whatever the story is, and being shelved next to the Huggies and the Porty Potties instead of the breakfast food aisle. In my opinion, just let us know, not only was it in the baby section, but also it was in the school supply aisle on the top shelf, where right above the Trapper Keepers and the colored pencils. How is the box on the top shelf but none on the end cap? Okay, nothing but Cocoa Puffs, Frosted Flakes, and Captain Crunch, but no Snoop Loops. I tell you this, Target is not the only place that you can go and get your product on the shelf. And I feel like we do ourselves a disservice in our community by only acknowledging Walmart and Target. In the South, we have Kroger's, we have Publix. I know up north when I was in Maryland, we had Safeway. And there are a plethora of other grocery stores. I just can't remember all of them at the top of my head. But here's the thing. DoorDash is very big. And what's the other? Instacart. I believe it was Miss Felicia that said he can sell it at the same place he sells his weed. Well, isn't that an idea for all your people who are getting the munchies? But I think we have to get more creative and stop trying to buy into, let me just get my stuff on the shelves. We have to do something else. Get it on Amazon and let's move forward. But as it relates to this DL Hughley snippet, and I'm just going to keep it very, very brief because you're going to put it on there on tomorrow. I think that Monique tells the truth a lot of times. And I think that a lot of people hate when women come up and tell the truth. And she said something pivotal because I'm in the middle of watching that Shay Shay interview. And she says, whenever we get to a point where we have to question why a Black husband is sitting beside his Black wife and is holding her down and standing with her in her truth, when we have to ask, why is he doing that? We have a real problem here. And I was one of those people who used to feel like, oh, okay, why is Why is daddy there all the time? And then when she put it in that perspective, no. Because I can't come up here and speak about 13.2 million trifling men and then get mad when a man does want to stand up next to you and sit there. No, I think Monique is on to something. She's challenged me to see things differently, and I'm accepting the challenge. Diva, I see your face. Don't do that.
Because I should have probably held off to show that, but that's okay. Because I'm a go with T.I.'s son, stand on business. If you saw the Netflix special that she did, and I said it back then, and I got a video on it, so I'm not changing my words. It was trash. She cursed through the whole thing, and she had no set. She had no punchlines, no finish lines, nothing. I go see comedy shows all the time. And when you go see a comedy show, you want to laugh. Or you want to have some story being told. She kicked and screamed and bust down the door, and Netflix was not doing her right, so forth and so on. She gets the special, and the special was trash, and he's right about the reviews. So my thing is, like y'all love to say, I guess two things can be true at the same time. Yeah, when women speak, maybe they're not being heard in this, that, and the other. But at the same time, if you're going to say you the best and you the one and you that girl, then when you get on the stage and do what you say you do and what you say you good at, then you should be good. It was a miss, that special. Go back and watch it if it's still on Netflix.
See, I never saw it. And see,
it was gutter trash. And that was after all of this time she kicked and screamed about it, right? And so my thing is, I do get that you have to stand up. I'm a stand-up girl. Stand up for yourself. But see, the thing is, when I stand up, you ain't never going to be able to come at my work and what I do. You would never be able to dispute that whatever it is I say I do, that it ain't top notch, because that's what I do. When I spoke up in the hospital, you couldn't tell me nothing about my work, because I never came there sleepy. Never came there sleepy, because I knew I had to count numbers. I had to do that math for those patients' meds, because it was pediatrics. I ain't fall asleep. I ain't go to sleep. I'm not a night person at all. And I was doing, when I first went there, I did 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's brutal. Naturally, your body doesn't even want to stay up late like that, like overnight like that. And you throw off everything in your life with your rhythm when you staying up, when you do those overnight shifts like that. If you do any study, look at any study for people that work overnight like that, it shortens their life. But I don't even want to go down that path. My point is, stand on business. If you that girl, you that comedian, you everything you said that you are, then when you get that special, they should still be talking about that special to this day. Because you said you was worth the dime that they wasn't giving you.
But just because she wasn't funny, it doesn't mean she lied.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. I mean, listen, E. If you say I'm that girl, I'm worth the money, you're gonna be worth it just cause just you doing a Taraji now? Just because you've been 20 years in the game, you worth the money? Well, what we doing? So my thing is, if you worth the money, whether you 1 year in the game or you 20 years in the game, you worth the money. I should have been on my couch in my house watching that Netflix special, rolling on the floor. Now, you want to know who's funny as I don't know what? That Wanda Sykes.
Well, after you beat me down and blackballed me all this time, maybe I'm not going to be as funny when you finally give it to me. Should have gave it to me when I asked for it.
You got to stand on business. You got to stand on business. But we're going to move on. And listen, I don't think it wasn't so much of like her husband sitting there for her. Her husband was sitting in the role of being her manager. And that's where the problem came in. See, when we like to throw 20 on 10 and we like to do a remix on it and she's doing a whole spin on it because that's what she's doing. It's okay, right? For her. But if you want to analyze it and speak the truth, she do a remix on everything, right? So she doing a remix on it. And when your husband, but he wasn't sitting next to you as your husband. He was sitting next to you as your manager. And if the truth be told, the word in the street was he was just as messy in his management like Wendy Williams' husband was with her. But if we're going to go down the path and talk about it, we'll go down the path and talk about it tomorrow. Sounds good? All right. Did they say I want to see 48? You're up.
Okay, so with Snoop's cereal, I kind of agree with E. She beat me to it. I really don't care about his cereal. I care about what happened to his daughter. I really don't care about Master P. I care about what happened to his kids. I'm a person that believe in you get what you give, like what you put out there. So I hope they keep them damn cereals in the back, and I hope they get stale. And and if they do win, I hope they give something to their kids, because I just don't feel, I can't feel bad for people that do people wrong. Like, so when you get done wrong, to me it's just what you get.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's all I could say. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Katrina, did I come to you?
No. I was just wondering, was they Snoop Loops or Snoop Bones?
It's called Snoop cereal, and it's Fruity Hoops. It's instead of Fruit Loops. Where is it? Here you go. Here it is. It's Snoop cereal, and it's Fruity Hoops with marshmallows. So he done stole from two different cereals. He stole from Lucky Farm and Fruit Loops. So
I'm surprised he got the dog inside of a Cadillac.
Yeah, he got the Fruit Loops with marshmallows in it. It's Fruity Hoops, and if you go to Amazon, you can get it for $5.99, and they will get it to you by Friday.
Girl, how are the reviews? They probably thought the cereal. They probably thought them kids were gonna get high by eating that.
If you got Prime, it's $5.99, and you will have it at your door by Friday. It's Fruity Hoops with marshmallows. So look, it was a mix between Lucky Farms and Fruit Loops. That's what it was.
But why the dog blue?
Listen,
Snoop Dogg need his tail whoop. He I thought he was when he modeling for Skims.
Who?
With the like Kim Kardashian when he doing Skims commercial?
I don't know.
Yeah, he was doing Skims commercial. I'm just saying, the folks probably thought the kid was gonna get high eating that cereal. But anyway, and then they had it in the baby aisle. Well, they thought it was gonna be an afternoon snack for the kids. That's ridiculous. I hate that Walmart. I'm not picking up a Walmart, period, because I know how Walmart do black people. Sam man probably rolling around in his grave right now, because Walmart has really, really went down. Their prices are high. You better watch it when you get to the register, because they will switch their price on you. You think you're paying one thing, but you be paying another. So pay attention to your prices if you do still shop at Walmart. Half of the stuff they have in the store be on recall, so you better be careful. And then I know for a fact when the customers bring stuff back in, they put it back on the shelf. So you better be careful with what you're eating, because I worked at Walmart. I was a CSM, and I know exactly what they do. So they put their meat back on the shelves too. So don't think that person bring it from their house, they put it in this back there in storage. It's not going in no storage. It's not going in shortage. It's not going in usage. It's not going in claims. It's going right back on that darn shelf and right back on that aisle. Why do you think they call them and tell them to come get their products? They call and say, HBA, we need you to come get your products. Infants, groceries, all of them come and get that stuff, and they putting that stuff right back in those aisles, right back on them shelves. So just be careful with what you get from Walmart. And Snoop, good luck with your cereal. Hopefully you can use that money to help your daughter go to a better school or get a better life if you ever get your settlement. And that's all I got to say, y'all.
Yeah, see, Snoop did the most with this cereal. He playing games. Cinnamon Toast. So all Snoop did was took all the cereals that are already out there. That's why they shelved them things. They kept it in the back. He took all the cereals that were already out there, and he just flipped the names. Snoop got Cinnamon Toast.
Hey, Diva.
Yes.
You remember back in the day, they had the paper food stamps that look like the cereal you get with the paper food stamps.
Yeah, I most certainly do. Listen, I wish Snoop the best, because like somebody said, I saw the comment earlier. It's a breach of contract thing. And I do believe, because you know the people they like Snoop Dogg and Master P. I do believe that when they first put them things out on the shelf, they probably didn't think it was going to do what it did. And the people was buying them off the shelves and leaving Fruit Loops and Cinnamon Toast Crunch on the shelves and buying Snoop's version. And they was like, oh, we can't have this. Because you see how they said initially, they wanted them to sell the brand to them. They wanted them to sell it before it. So that way they wouldn't have got any money for it. I bet you if they would have sold that brand to whoever wanted them to sell it, that cereal would be on the shelves. And it would be making big money, and Snoop and Master P wouldn't really be tapping into all of those funds. Yeah, he knocked off all the original cereals. Come on, Fruit Hoops. I don't even know how they allowed him to do that from the beginning anyway, but hey, he did it. And now he's suing Walmart, and we're going to stay close to see how that scenario turns out. We're going to go ahead and move into this last story. And the last story is Wendy Williams. And I'm going to be watching the 2-day documentary on Lifetime. Lifetime got it. They got the deal. But it's very sad because it's almost like they're exploiting her, because at that time, no one in her family could really get around her and be around her. And Wendy's on there. They're showing the drinking problem. They show her feet. She says she only feels 2% of her feet. That's why she can hardly walk on her own. And this is sounding, I'm just being, from a health perspective, as sad as it may sound, she probably would have a better quality of life if, unfortunately, they amputated her feet. If she's saying she only feels 2% of her feet, that's really sad. And I'm going to watch the documentary, but I'm sure I'm going to be crying because I love Wendy Williams. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the Daily Mail. Their little article is a little messy. Let me just pause that. X out of there. So they said how America's biggest talk show host got bitten back. Wendy Williams earned $10 million a season to mercilessly attack A-listers and even out them as gay. Then the vicarious additions left her broke, and now her weary family revealed their fears for the worst. From 6 years old, all I wanted was to be famous. So says Wendy Williams, aka America's talk show host. The high drama new trailer for a forthcoming documentary. And by the end of it, one cannot help but to conclude that Wendy Williams paid a terrible price for that yearning. You know, I think it's like so many things with the situation with Wendy Williams. You know, it's her husband's situation. It's her growing up where she, said she was always called fat. And then, just running into like, she took drugs like way before she met Kevin Hunter. And then the alcohol. It was just sad, all of the tragic things that she had to go through. And then being very close to her mother. And then, unfortunately, when her mother passed away, I think that was the nail in the coffin for her. The once fearless and feared radio shock jock and warrior queen of daytime TV is being shown drunk, bursting into tears, struggling to walk, claiming she has no money, and screaming madly at everyone and everything. At one point, her manager, Will Selby, tried to remove a half-empty liquor bottle from her bedroom. "Keep that bottle there," she growls, eyes blazing. It is the first time Williams, 59, has been seen publicly in more than a year. And as a woman who's shown no mercy when it comes to dissecting the celebrity scandals of others, she will surely be the first to observe that she's seen better days. Given she was earning $10 million a season as the host of the Wendy Williams Show, which lasted 14 series until its abrupt cancellation in 2021, the news that she broke is, if true, particularly shocking. Now, I want to see, can we play a little bit of this? Let me see. Okay, I think it went away. If it comes back, I'll go ahead and play a little bit. Okay, this is when, you know, she was going through it, and these are just horrible pictures of her. And I just wish that whoever was with her at the time didn't even let her come outside looking like that. But she has trouble even standing up. Wendy amassed an army of devoted fans for her aerobic takes on pop culture and endless on-air skimmish with stars, averaging from more than 1.6 million US viewers a day at the height of her fame. Now Williams is turning the spotlight back on herself. And Where is Wendy Williams? A 2-part Lifetime documentary airing later this month and boasting unparalleled access to Wendy and her family, which is hardly surprising given that she's an executive producer. I have no money. I'm telling you something, she says, staring manically at the camera. If it happens to me, it could happen to you. Later, someone out of shot inquiries her if she's seen a neurologist. To find out if I'm crazy, Williams asks. Her son, Kevin Hunter Jr., 23, observes mom has done a great job making it seem like everything is okay, always, but in reality, there's something wrong going on. In truth, there's been a lot wrong with Wendy Williams for years. The financial guardianship, which a New York judge placed her on in 2022 after she was determined to be an incapacitated person, was the combination of a myriad of problems, including a decades-long cocaine addiction, alcoholism, and complications from Graves' disease and an immune disorder. Now, listen, it goes on and on. But do you see her feet there a little bit? She has so much going on, and this documentary, I think, happened under the watch of Will Selby. And I do think that that's the documentary that her son and her family was really trying to stop. And her sister was not allowed. A lot of us is asking, where's the sister? Well, her sister is in this documentary. And for whatever reason, the court did not allow the sister to take over her conservatorship. I don't know why. So in my opinion, you're up, and I'm going to try to get the video, but go ahead.
I hate that this is coming out the way it's coming out. And I hate that she had a conservatorship when nobody was looking over this conservatorship, because it's no way in the world Wendy Williams should be broke. And I feel like the same people that was reaching out for her has literally went in there and took all her money away. And the only reason why I say that is because these people have been in her pocket the whole time. And even when they went back to court and said that the conservator that they had placed over Wendy's account was best friends with Will Selby, I said something in the buttermilk went clean in. She was going to be broke. And look here, she's broke. Let me tell you something. I need them to go through there just like they put this conservatorship on here. Now the courts need to stand up, go through there and find out who took her money and make them give it back. Because there is no way in the world you're telling me that by paying her bills, and that's what they were supposed to be doing, that she is broke and needs to be begging for money like she's somebody off the street. That's just wrong. And I hate that they putting her out there like that. Let this woman go somewhere where she can get some real help. If y'all don't want to be involved, that's fine. But don't come and exploit this lady at her baddest time and then put her out there like that. That is sad and disgusting.
Thank you. In my opinion, Shan, you're up.
I agree with, in my opinion. I love Wendy. How you doing? I can't do it, but I love Wendy's show, okay? And Wendy. But it's sad. I do believe it's possible for her to be broke, because when you're successful and you have leeches thinking you have money falling out the sky, like, it's very expensive to live. You know, you have a nice house, but you got to pay the bills and this and this and this. So I feel like she had a lot of people who were using her. And like, in my opinion, said, where's the money? I'm excited about the documentary because her son is finally speaking up. Because I always wondered, where is he? Like, you got to advocate for your mom a little bit, I think. Yes, I know it's not on the child, blah, blah, blah. But I'm glad he's, like, speaking up. And I'm glad to see her sister in the documentary as well. It's just a sad, sad situation. But I think Wendy's going to get back on her feet. Some way, somehow. Diva. Why you make
Mm.
I'm praying she does. They were saying a talk show or something. But let me take my retainers out because that sounds crazy. Hold on. But Wendy seems like she's the person who thinks, it's her way or no way. So I feel like if somebody wanted to take her to a neurologist or something, like you said, like the documentary said, she's gonna say it's because I'm crazy. She doesn't give me the vibe like she'll be easy to, convince, to follow up, get a referral, be on top of it. So I'm praying for Wendy. We love Wendy. She's like the best to ever do it. One of the best to ever do it. So yeah. Diva, I need to get the triangle.
I know.
This is gonna be something.
I know. So sad, right?
That's my second time seeing that.
All right, Julius, you're up.
When I first seen it, I'm not gonna front. In my mind, I had a harsh critique for her son. Because part of me felt like he was following in the way of his dad. I have to be honest. I was wrong. She has a whole lot of health problems. Addiction put aside. I want to put the addiction aside. It's something else besides the addiction. Because it's like her eyes are like sticking out of her head almost.
She has Graves' disease, I think.
She looked geeked up.
And it's like I just hope like the bank has her funds frozen in some kind of way, is just paying her bills just so that can be safe. I look and when it talked to her sister, when it showed her sister looked at like, please help me, because I don't know what to do. And I think them people who are around Wendy, I always questioned the conservator. I have to say, I always have. But seeing that, something is amiss. I do hope that her funds are frozen and that nobody except the bank can have access to that money just to make sure her bills is paid and her medical care can be provided. But something is amiss for her, like from her, like if we remember, she was live on air when she collapsed. Remember? Something is amiss. I don't know. Something in my spirit is telling me something is amiss.
Thank you, Julius. E?
Well, it's a sad situation that she's out of money, but the way that I see it, either Kevin was going to get it or these vultures were going to get it, considering the state that she's in now. And it's really, really a tough situation when a person has to close themselves in their mind for protection, but closing yourself in does more harm than good, because who can you trust? You don't know who to trust. You don't have any allies in your corner, and your family can't reach you. I think the most heartbreaking thing was when she said, I miss my family. And I do believe that her father and sister want to see her, unlike that brother of hers. I do believe they want to see her and wish the best for her. I believe that. I think it's too soon for that son. Young people have their own type of thing going on. I'm unsure of that. But one thing I do know is that these images pulled together for this trailer, it is an exploitation in my mind, because knowing Wendy as we know her, Wendy would have never come on film without her wig on. Why do you have her on that couch with Angela, and Wendy doesn't have her wig on? Why? That's just something that is quite bizarre to me. And then it's all these unflattering images or scenes of her. And yes, Wendy is Wendy, and Wendy is real, but that's not even Wendy to say, all I know is how to be famous. Since when? That's not what Wendy knows. Wendy is known for being a big mouth. She will tell you that she's a shock jock. She loves getting the information and gossiping. Now, all of a sudden, all she knows how to do is be famous. No, something's not right. And the fact that they have recognized and acknowledged that she's losing memory and she's not fully there. I just don't think that Lifetime should have releases. I don't think they should put it out. I think they should shut down production, and I think they should recall this. It's a bad decision.
But the thing is, they already paid her for it. Remember, they tried to prop her up last summer for a gig at a women's event, and they had paid the $25K, and they had to sue. It was Will Selby and whoever else to get the money back because they paid her. And Wendy just couldn't, have her moment of, the 20 minutes that she needed to speak. She just wasn't even making sense in the trailer that she made for the movie. Everybody's saying that they doubt the money's all gone. That's interesting to me. Like, why do we doubt the money's all gone? Her husband took most of it before he left and used it on the mistress. Then before the alimony was stopped, she was giving him all this money for alimony. They were still living off the high horse of all her money. Remember, she had the son set up in a condo that caused all this money. And, when the conservatorship came, he had to move out the condo because he didn't have the money to continue paying it. Money can go easily. 10 million sounds like a lot, but remember, Taraji already told us half of that goes to taxes.
But even if they paid her, write it off. I could go out and get someone with the illness and give them $20 and say, here, go play in traffic. That doesn't mean just because they paid Wendy, if she's not in her right mind, don't put it out. Write that off. What did Monique say? Have some integrity. I don't care about your title. What about your integrity?
They put Taraji in a roach-infested trailer. There is no integrity. Come on now. There is no integrity. And she's Wendy Williams. She looks like us. There is no integrity. I hear what you're saying, but there is none. These reality shows where everybody's in their right mind, they play them every day, all day long. There's no integrity. If you want to do it and we pay you, we're going to film it and put it out there because it's going to make us triple the money we gave you. And that's why her son said the wrong people are in her corner. Simply, Susie, I hear you, but she wasn't that frugal with her money because she knew that her husband was spending it on the mistress. And I'm only saying these things to get us all on the same page and get a little perspective into the thing. She knew that whole time that Kevin, her husband, was using that money on the mistress. Did you finish, E? Because I talked in between you talking.
No, I finished.
Thank you. Felicia, you're up.
So there's a lot going on here, and I certainly agree with E that they shouldn't air that footage. It's cruel, it's insensitive, it's salacious. But since they are, I hope they provide some kind of information as to what you can do if you find yourself in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's something called a living will, that when you know you have a chronic illness of some kind, you can designate people before you may lose the ability. Your judgment becomes diminished for that person to care for you, to care for your finances, care for your health care, and those kinds of things. I don't know what conversations happened within the family. I gather because mom passed, maybe her mother was that person. Her son at the time was underage. Maybe she thought, I'm going to get through, I'm going to be okay. Like so many of us do. Even when you have minimum assets, you should have some kind of plan in place so that folks know what to do and who should be in charge and who you trust. And I clearly believe that that's what's missing from this piece. How does someone who worked so hard, because she worked hard for her money, she earned her money, she hustled, she did that job, she got that work done, she built her career on her own. How do you get to this place where you miss your family, you were surrounded by alleged vultures, and they took whatever they could get from you? And it seems like it was done successfully. I think at one point I remember where the woman who was overseeing her account was friends with her husband. I believe Opinion mentioned that. And so right there is a conflict. But sometimes we trust. And we trust even when we see that some things may be right, or someone's not saying something that's clear, or there's things that they do that may bother you. But it seems, particularly because I only really know about Black folks in this country, we wait till people die and then we find out all the horror stories. Then here comes all the treachery over a set of dishes, a 15-year-old car, who has money to help bury the deceased, who doesn't, who's the favorite, who's not. And we talk a bit about generational wealth. How do we get there? We get there by putting things in paper. We document what we do have. It doesn't take a lot. You could do it yourself online so that you don't have all this confusion. You don't have additional pain. I believe her sister is honorable. I believe her sister's trustworthy. But for whatever reason, maybe she wasn't talking to her sister that week. Maybe she didn't talk to her for a couple of months. She should have tried to get beyond that, because look at where she is now.
Mm.
And her sister is suffering as well. It's unfortunate. But learn from what you see, and do better for yourself and your family. I'm done.
I appreciate that. So true. I was never a big Wendy Williams fan. However, this is tragic. It is tragic. It really is. Katrina, did I come to you already? My screen.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
The thing is, Wendy has did a lot of stuff and said a lot of things, and a lot of people want to see the downfall of her. I mean, I'm just being real. She put out a lot of business out there, and a lot of people want to see this thing because they want to see the downfall of her. Some people get off seeing other people fall. The thing of it is, Wells Fargo is a ripoff. It's a big time ripoff, especially dealing with Black people, me myself included. Because when we got our house, we had to sue them because they was overcharging us because we was Black. We had to get money back from them in a lawsuit with them. Then they was putting, I got another settlement back from them because they had put our names, like we was still banking with them because they had a low customer rate. They was just writing people's names on, putting down accounts. But anyway, the thing with Wendy, I hope she get help because she need help. Her sister's a lawyer. That's who should have been in her corner before. And it's sad to say that she was, even though Kevin was doing everything that he was doing, she looked it better. She was better with him. And that's sad. When he left, she really went down. And we can blame that on the heartbreak, whatsoever. We can do that. And he really embarrassed her. She knew he was cheating. But the downfall was when he had that baby and people found out. That was her breaking point. And the people around, like y'all said, they was yes people. They was yes people. Wendy went through so much just looking at her story that she had on Lifetime before the story that we know that she put out herself. The story, the biography of her, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, of her talking about what she had went through in her life. And like I said, she went through a lot, but Wendy put out a lot of people business, and a lot of people want to see her downfall. It's sad to see her in that situation, the situation that she's in, which is horrible. But the thing of it is, I'm not saying that she's broke, because I know in 2020 her net worth was $40 million. I'm not saying that she got that now. What I'm saying is maybe they're keeping it from her so people won't be coming in to get the money from her. I ain't saying that she ain't broke. I'm not saying that. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying maybe they're keeping the money from her so people won't be taking money from her they're not supposed to. Because look at what she was giving Kevin. And then with her son, her son was on drugs. She had to send him over there to see Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi got him straight because he was on that spice stuff or whatever. And he had to go away for a while. And hopefully that he's getting himself back together, because sometimes substance abuse is hereditary. But I just hope that she get the help that she needs. I really do, because her feet is awful. I mean, I just really hope that she get the help that she needs. That's all I'm saying. I just hope she get the help that she needs. And I don't want to see anybody going through that. I mean, she worked hard. The reason why Kevin got in her life was because she was finna get jumped. And she lucky that he was out there, because Total was waiting for her to come out that building because they was finna jump
They
her.
was already married at that time.
Was they married when Puffy sent Total out there to jump her?
Yes,
they was married.
They was already married.
They was married at that time. But anyway, I'm just saying, because I know she had said that he came into her life when somebody was trying to jump her. Maybe it was somebody else. But either way, I just hope that she just get the help that she needs, because nobody needs to suffer on this earth. Regardless of what we do, we repent and whatsoever. I just hope that she get the help that she needs. And that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I pray she get the help that she need. But if you go back in the story, the reason why the bank stopped and called is because people had already was taking advantage of her money out of her account. And they knew something wasn't right. So yeah, maybe Wells Fargo is dirty, this, that, and the other. But at the same time, maybe she had a penny or two left because Wells Fargo stepped in. The whole thing is very sad. And like Felicia said, you really need to sign up, documents in place, especially when you have funds like that, way before, the demise is anywhere near, because towards the end, like when you're in that state, it's already too late. Because then they're saying, okay, you don't know what you're talking about, so we really can't, accept this piece of paperwork that you're saying this person, because we don't really know if you know what you understand what's going on, and if you're being forced to say, let it be XYZ person. It's just it's a sad state of affairs, and there's just a laundry list, unfortunately, for Wendy, of things that need to be done. There's documentation, and I don't want to go down the wicked path of this, but there's documentation of those implants really kicking your body into different disease process too sometimes, right? I want to say, what's her darn name, the singer Toni Braxton. There's some documentation with that too. That's what they have since changed it, because they don't do that. They do selling now, They don't do that silicone that they used to do. But I don't know what Wendy Williams started out with. But I know back when they used to use the silicone, and some of that silicone leaked in people's bodies, that it wreaked havoc. But later on, they started with just making sure it was all saline. So I don't know, but it's so many things that she needs help with, and I think she has conditions that are there. But then on top of that, the alcohol is not helping. Tay, you're up.
I agree with everybody because those people who buy her ain't gonna help her. They gonna suck her up. They're gonna dry her up. All they want is that money. They don't care about her. They don't. We need to get her so healthy. Get away from those toxic people. Focus on herself and the health. That's Jesus, take the wheel. That's all I gotta say, Diva.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Julius, you're up. Thank you, Jamie.
I already spoke on
Oh,
Wendy
you did.
Williams.
Thank you. I appreciate you. My screen shifted. I came to you already.
Yes, but can I say they still do silicone implants.
They do.
Yes, and what they do now, the saline is offered, but saline is not as popular because if it bursts, then you'll have a deflated breast. So what they do now, they have the gummy bears is what they call them. So it's silicone, but it's of the gummy materials. So that way, if it bursts, it won't leak through your body because it's that gummy material. So it'll still stay in place, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. I got you. And I thought they had banned silicone. Brown Eyes, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Ooh, I didn't know that, E.
No, they did make you sign that waiver. If you're going to get implants, they make you sign this waiver letting you know that it can cause I guess like different types of diseases now. So if you're going to get breast implants now, they make you sign a waiver stating that they told you this before you get the implants.
E, I gotta look into that. I didn't know that I thought that. Do you remember the talk show host Jenny Jones?
I remember.
Yes.
Okay. Jenny Jones, I commended her for her bravery. I never forget it was a cover of a People magazine. That's back when before, all the social media and all of that and internet and all of that, right? You used to get all your stories from the magazines in the supermarket. I never forget on the cover of I think it was a People magazine, Jenny Jones talked about how her implants leaked. She had the silicone back there and all the havoc it wreaked on her body and in her breast, and how she just pretty much had to get her breast removed, and it was so much scar tissue she couldn't do anything else. I gotta look.
Well, maybe I'm saying it wrong.
Okay.
Maybe is there a difference between silicone and silicone gel?
I gotta look. You're giving me new
because
that I don't know of.
Because I guarantee you, and you and I have spoken. They do just silicone gel. For a fact,
Yeah, I hear you, and I'm shocked because I want to hurt them, because I really thought back in what happened with, because I believe Jenny Jones sued. I mean, this is decades ago now, right? And I thought that that at that time they banned the silicone because of the leak in the body, but I could see how the gel, maybe they was able to bring it back because of the gel and the fact that it's not going to leak and go wreak havoc in your body. It's going to stay there. So I could understand that. 48, you're up.
Okay. Well, first, Diva, I just want to say this. It's still on topic, but it's kind of like a praise report, a testimony. You guys, I met Diva 4 years ago on Sherelle's show, and we were talking about Wendy Williams and her drug addiction. And my view was her son should just like be rid of her, don't care about her, none of that stuff. A backstory just to sum it up. I grew up in foster care. My mom had me when she was 14 years old. I've been in the system all my life. So my view was like, just F her. Diva, you told me to don't close myself off from that because she's still human. And you said that I have to remember that she was 14 years old. So I say all of that to say this. One, I apologize to like the universe for saying that about Miss Wendy, because I was coming from a hurt place. But I do feel really bad for her. Addiction, she looked geeked up. I'm just telling, like every shot, she just looked geeked up. Also, Diva, I was about to forget. November of last year was the first time in 34 years that I sat with my mom. So that's the praise report for you. After all of that stuff that went down with my mom, I forgot to tell you that part. Last year was the first time since I was a kid that I saw my mom. Diva, I will never, ever, ever, ever forget you. You don't know, like, some of the positive things that you speak. When people say to be kind to people because you don't know, you don't know. My heart break for Miss Wendy. It break for her son. It break for her family, because addiction destroyed my family. But thank God that it's bringing it back together. But my prayers just go out to her. I hope that she gets well, whatever that she needs to do to get well. If that's to get rid of them feet, whatever she needs to do to get well, she needs to get well. And her son is a very handsome young man. Like,
Yes,
that's like the first time that I seen the interview 4 years ago. I wasn't taking in the fact like he was a kid, you know, and with everybody coming at your mom like that, he was a kid. And I just feel bad that I was just so angry at the time, but I just feel bad for it. And I pray that she gets well.
I appreciate you. And listen, I appreciate, look at us, right? Look at us. You know what I appreciate about you, 48? That you received what I was saying to you that day.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I asked Sherelle, I said, can I speak to her for a minute? And Sherelle said, okay. And Sherelle,
yeah, you spoke life. And like, I know that I cut up some time in the comments and even up here on the train, but a lot of my views come from personal experiences, and I'm not closed off to like having my mind changed. Like, my view can be changed because I dealt with like trauma like most of my life. So like, you know, Diva, I just appreciate you. Like, anytime that I can support you or anything like that, the love go deep. You don't know me, like, for real. Like, you could pass me in the street and you wouldn't know me, but you just touch me. And I hope that people can pass this on to Wendy too, because she also needs to know that there's people out there that understand, that love her, that want her to come up. And like Katrina said, it is people that want to see you fall, but I think people will be more forgiving when she really come out. And I wouldn't say apologize, but just be like, you know, some of the things that I said and I did was wrong. My mom had to. Like, it was a very difficult conversation, but after the forgiveness and hearing her truth, it made me relax and accept her. And hearing her cry out for her family, I understand, you know, and I pray that she get better.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you for sharing. And I'm glad you always support me.
Always.
Oh, I love you for that. You know, I'm one, you know, none of us are perfect, right? We all got our stuff. And listen, I lose it too sometimes. So I ain't even perfect myself when I'm up on here. But I will say this, you know, what I ask God all the time in my prayers, right? Because you said to forgive and we shall be forgiven. And all I ever ask God is help me, because it ain't easy. It's not easy. But, you know, I ask God all the time, help me to forgive, teach me how to forgive, and help me be good to others. And I promise you, 48, just like you said, I touched you. People have touched me. And I really thank God. My girlfriend talked me into doing YouTube. But I said, look at God. Who would have known? And if I could tell you how many great relationships I have built off of this YouTube and never physically touched the person, it's amazing to me. God have blessed me beyond measure. And to hear you say, because that was a day for us, right? That was a day for us, and I won't forget it. That was a day for us, and I won't forget it. But you received me, and everybody else around us, they didn't want to hear what was coming out my mouth. But I spoke to you because one thing I do, I try my very best. And that's why I tell people here, stand your ground, because I'll stand mine. I wouldn't care if 500 people are against me. If that's what I want to say, I'm going to say it. And I'm so glad that you and your mom, y'all connected. And I'm super happy for you. Super happy for you.
Thank you, Diva.
You're welcome. When you're in the building.
Can you hear me, Diva?
Yes, I can.
Oh, hold on. Okay, if you can hear me. I was going to say, I have a lot of empathy for Wendy, but the sad part about it, I hate to say it, is that she's become the hot topic of her life, of her story. You know, I mean, this is what she chose. She chose to be a gossiper. She chose to be putting people's business out in the street. She chose that kind of life. And now that kind of life has come back to haunt her. People are talking about her. She's down now, and people are talking about her. And that's the sad part about it. You know, I mean, I almost want to say where people say, well, if you like it, I love it for you. I'm sure people told her, Wendy, you can't do this drinking. Wendy, you should stop this. You got to do this. But no, she probably didn't want to hear anybody. And, you know, and put family off, and now it's nobody around and nobody's there to protect her. You know, and I just hate to see her to succumb to the kind of ill wills that people are, you know, are looking at her, because I know they're looking at her like, because she looked real crazy. You know, so I hope she gets better. I hope she can recover from this and come back 100%. You know, and if she gets back to the television, maybe have a different spin on it. You know, but when you put a lot of evil and bad stuff out your mouth, you know, it's out there in the universe. I'm done.
I appreciate you, Wayne. I just want to say this. This is just generic. This is Toys No One. This is generic. She did her show, and everything she did on that show was not evil. And most of the business, especially towards the end, because of the internet stage and age, most of the stuff that she would talk about towards the end was already out there. Now, I'm going to say this. Back in her beginning days when she was on the radio, she was the first to expose Diddy. Look at Diddy now. I don't want to really go too far down that path, but she did her expose kind of publicly. It was her job, her show. But if karma was really like that, then everybody would be down and out, because there's a lot of people that do the same thing or even worse than her, but they just don't got a microphone and a platform that is public. If I'm not saying you, karma. No, I'm not saying you are. Okay. I'm talking generically right now. Okay. You know, if I tell you the amount of people that said stuff about me just as evil and nasty and mean and messy, they still walking, talking, breathing, and doing everything they need to do. Wendy, if you go back and you hear her story about her growing up, she went through a lot growing up about being tall, how tall she was. At the time, I want to say she said she was slender, very tiny. She never felt she was good enough from childhood. That's why as soon as she got money, she got her boobs. This is out of Wendy's mouth. I'm not making this up or putting 2110 on her. She didn't even feel good enough when she met Kevin. So when you don't even love yourself, unfortunately, a lot of things that you suck and bring into your life, they're not going to love you because you don't even love yourself. She sat and her self-esteem went even lower in the gutter because she sat in a relationship with a man that she knew as long as they was married, he had another woman. And he was using her money to support this other lady's life. Wendy Williams lived in New Jersey. There's a town in Jersey and they call it Rappers Row. And Wendy Williams used to talk about it all the time on her show. This woman had a house down the block, not just a house, a mansion down the block from her. The only reason why Wendy is not with Kevin Hunter today, Palisades, I appreciate you. Thank you for bringing up the name to me because I couldn't think of it that quick. Very, very expensive. And all of them lived there. Wasn't too far from Rev Run's house where they filmed his show, Run's house. This woman, the mistress, who never worked a day in her life, pretty much, lived right down blocks from Wendy in a mansion. He was buying this woman Benz's, cars, all of that. Well, who money? Wendy's money. Her self-esteem was in the gutter. She started to numb herself with the alcohol and God only knows what else. But she's not the only one that does that. There's people, everyday lives that they do that. You know, Miley Cyrus just won that Grammy and didn't thank the daddy. Her mom came out and told the story how she was so depressed. She was with her husband for 30 years when they broke up. And she didn't think she was going to be able to pull herself together. She said she told the doctors to commit her into the hospital. But unfortunately for Wendy, she has diagnosis on top of diagnosis on top of diagnosis. And if you don't anything when a doctor tells you, if you're just a diabetic, okay, your chances of, getting healthy or whatever is greater than if you're a diabetic who has heart disease, who smokes, who drinks, who does all of these things.
A lot of comorbidities.
Come on now, Shan, you better talk to the people. The recovery rate goes down to it's almost in the gutter. So unfortunately for Wendy, there's so many things that got to be, worked on. Depression, the addictions. She can't feel her foot. And if the truth be told, yes, she's heartbroken. I was going to say that the truth be told, she's still in love with Kevin Hunter. This show was a lot tonight. I didn't think it was going to turn into all this, but you know what? I appreciate y'all. And sometimes we got to have the conversations. And one day we may need to have a conversation on just how do you let go? Yeah, maybe you love that person, but maybe they're not loving you back. How do you let go? And when you do let go, how do you heal yourself, recover, begin to love yourself, and wait until you love yourself before you get into another relationship? There's this old ridiculous saying, the best way to get over somebody is to get up underneath somebody else. That is just deadly. Deadly. When you love yourself, you'll be prepared and ready to love anybody that comes your way. But you also will be prepared to not entertain the BS. I'm going to show this feel-good story. If I find it. Let me see. Did I lose my feel-good story? Hold on one second. Does anybody want to talk while I find out where I put my feel-good story? And I hope I did not X out of it.
What happened to the husband when they said she married? The policeman that Jason Lee lied and put out.
I don't know about
Hey, y'all, while Diva looking for a story, y'all please like the video, okay? Like, for real. If y'all stay here this whole time, the least you could do is support Diva by liking the video.
Thank you. In my opinion, I found it. Appreciate y'all.
And don't forget to go get your Snoop series.
On Amazon, because you'll get it by Friday. Come on now. Let me play this, y'all.
Goes on the road.
Finally, tonight, there are few things as satisfying as watching good.
Woo! Isn't that sweet? He charges nothing. Listen, everybody, be good to people. You never know what somebody's going through. You never know how you're going to touch somebody, and you never know what it may do for you and the other person. And you know what? If you're going through something, find a way to heal your soul, your heart, your mind, your body. He lost his wife. He was sitting home depressed, but he didn't give up on life. He went out there and he found something to do. So it's helping him and he's helping others. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you. Good night and goodbye. Don't forget, if you didn't hit that like button coming in, hit the like button going out. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Do not cheat the diva.